What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you an NFL prediction video that's hurt my heart. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm explaining why in a few minutes. But the prediction is Sean Payton will be the Ravens head coach next season. Let's talk about why. So the reason why this breaks my heart so bad, I'm so sad doing this video. I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm a Falcons fan, but I did a video maybe 2 months ago, and it's my baby. It's Sean Payton going to the Chargers, maybe 3 months ago now. I did a YouTube short, and I did a video on it. And the numbers for the videos are going pretty good, especially for my relatively small channel. But I really believed in the Sean Payton Herbert duo. When I made the video, the Chargers were kind of struggling. They were a losing record, or maybe right at 500. I didn't think they'll do anything else the rest of the season. They will begin plagued by injuries, all that stuff. And all of a sudden now they're going on a win streak. They're like 8-6 or something like that. They're in a playoff hunt now. I think they have a wild card spot if it started right now. So, and they should get in the way they're playing, the way their schedule is, the rest of the way they should be in. So if Staley gets in, I think he's safe. But me personally, I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have started the Sean Payton to the Chargers bandwagon because after I did that video and that YouTube short, it's been a lot of news about Sean Payton's looking at Herbert and the Chargers and all that good stuff. But whatever, might be wrong on that now since they've been winning. But I do have another one for Sean Payton. Sean Payton is a free agent, as we all know. He's not free though because he has to be traded. If he's actually a true free agent in like 2 years, 2025 season, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2024 season. But if you want Sean Payton's service, you got to trade probably a first round pick and more to get him to New Orleans Saints. I think the Ravens should do that honestly. John Harbaugh, I just did a YouTube short on him. I did it last night. For some reason, the processing then took about 12 hours to do. So the video just released, little YouTube short video. But John Harbaugh has refused for some weird reason to let go of Greg Roman. I did a video on Greg Roman being the Ravens' main problem about October of this season. And my thing was his offense is super stagnant, it's super predictable. It's just easy to figure out. Same old, same old. Even though the Ravens looked good early on in the season, they blew a couple games. I saw beyond that, their offense is just so stagnant. Forget the weapons, forget all that. They're just stagnant. And now, they're going to lose. Well, they won yesterday, but they're looking kind of iffy. And Lamar is out. I do understand that. But even if Lamar was there, or even before he got injured, he wasn't playing the greatest. I understand the weapons, all that stuff. But John Harbaugh's lack of critiquing, lack of criticizing or trying to, spark some fire, at least publicly, under Greg Roman could lead to him losing his job, in my personal opinion. As I alluded to in that YouTube short video, he hasn't won the big game with Lamar Jackson yet. Lamar's won the MVP. He's an MVP caliber player every year for the most part. The team is good for the most part every year since Lamar has been starting quarterback, and he hasn't won the big game. He hasn't even been to the AFC title game yet with Lamar Jackson. Now, to me personally, I think there is some rumblings. From what I've seen, I'm not in the locker room at all, but I've seen sources that say he could be losing the locker room. That Marcus Peters spat early in the year could be something, maybe not. I'm not sure, and I'm not saying it is, but there is something. When it's smoke is fire. There could be something there. He's been there for a while now. And if you remember, before Lamar got there, or Lamar's rookie season, John Harbaugh was kind of in the hot seat. Lamar kind of saved him for that year, gave him new life. Then Lamar was MVP the next year, and then obviously John Harbaugh got a few more years now. With Lamar because of his first 2 years that really helped John Harbaugh out. So go back back then and look at the Ravens mindset and how it was. Harbaugh was definitely on the hot seat on his way out. Because he didn't even want to start Lamar. Flacco started. I think he got injured or something, or ended up getting benched, whatever it was. Then Lamar brought a spark the first year. They were cool. Then the second year won MVP. So that definitely gave Harbaugh more room to try to figure things out. And I will admit, Lamar not having weapons is a real thing. I do understand that, but I don't think it's the end all be all. we've seen Sean Payton, for example, we've seen Sean Payton quarterbacks be good quarterbacks without great weapons. Go back to the Drew Brees Saints last couple of years. The weapons weren't amazing. They had one good receiver in Michael Thomas. They really had a decent tight end and cool weapons on outside of Kamara and Mark Ingram. They had cool weapons. They had Callaway. They had a couple other guys here and there who was decent. A couple undersized guys here and there, speeds or whatever. So they had some decent weapons. Emmanuel Sanders was there on 1 year. So Sean Payton, I believe, could get the most out of Lamar Jackson, something that Greg Roman and Harbaugh aren't doing. He can do a little more, and not just trickery, but I think he can do more creativity around Lamar to make it not look so simple. That's the main thing I'm trying to say. That's something I also felt with Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. I think he could also help Herbert as well. Staley is a defensive coach. Early in the year, the defense wasn't well. It wasn't good. It's getting a little better. Herbert's Herbert, so he's good already. But I think adding in uh, uh, a steroid punch of Sean Payton's genius on offense will definitely help offensive guys like uh, offensive juggernauts like Jackson and like Herbert, respectively, in different ways. But I think he can figure out ways to help those guys out. And not to mention, Sean Payton also coming direct. He was on the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning broadcast on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago, and he said this directly about Lamar Jackson. He said, "I have quote. This is quote. I have a chance to be a free agent, and he has a chance to be a free agent. Talking about this season now, and obviously." The Ravens aren't letting Lamar Jackson go. I know there's rumors out there, little rumblings that Lamar could be gone. I doubt it. They're going to franchise him for the next 2 years if need be until they come to a long-term deal. So the only option left is John Harbaugh because Lamar's not leaving. I definitely don't believe that. But John Harbaugh could definitely be gone. And like I said, there's little rumors about him losing locker room, but there's no real rumors about him losing his job. Not really. I've seen a couple analysts say it on social media, but I do believe it's definitely a big option. That's not being talked about. His team is winning. Yes, they're a good team. Yes, but I think their window with Harbaugh is kind of closed. I think they would have won it a year or two ago. I think there was their best time. I think 2 years ago when their defense was fantastic. If I'm not mistaken, I thought they could have had a real chance. Last year, not really, and this year, I have had no chance. I did my power rankings video, and I have it in tiers. I have Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl threats, and I have one and done or maybe two and done section. I have Ravens in that one and done section. I don't think they're gonna win one game. If they do, cool. They won't get past the second round. I don't believe so. They're just not good enough this year, honestly. The offense too predictable. Defense isn't elite. It's good though. It's very good. Not elite quite yet, like how they used to be a couple years ago. They're work in progress still. So, but yeah, I do believe Sean Payton will inject some new energy, some new life in Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense. Also, all the while keeping a good defense. The defense is still good. The defense won't change. No matter the coordinator changes or not, the defense will be top notch or will be above 15 and up, halfway in the league and up. They should be ranked somewhere in that range. Two good corners, which Peters probably will be going, honestly. But you have good safeties, and not to mention Sean Payton did draft and coach Marcus Williams. The Ravens knew how they played safety, along with Cal Hamilton. Back there in the back end, and also with my former teammate Chuck Clark, so who could be on the move as well. So they have a good defense, some good young pass rushers. Obviously, they have two good young linebackers in Queen and Roquan Smith, who they should pay Smith as well. I don't see them trading for him and not paying for him, so they should pay him as well. I think they give up a first and change for Sean Payton, Harbaugh. I think they mutually agree to part ways. Bring on Sean Payton, put him in a new spot with Lamar Jackson, and Sean Payton will give him at least one good weapon. I believe maybe draft one, maybe free agent somewhere. They're going to get him one. Get him some reliability at running back. I like Josh Jacobs, who's a free agent. I like Montgomery, who's a free agent. They can also draft one as well. So there's a lot of options out there once you get Sean Payton. But they have good weapons though. Don't forget, Rashawn Bateman's out for the rest of the year, so he's another option who played well the first half of the season when he was available until he started getting injured. So yeah, I think Harbaugh is on his last legs to me, honestly, and I think Sean Payton will be a great switch up on things, a great mind and a good injection of new energy, new creativity around Lamar Jackson and his future with the Ravens. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.